Some cars are rare because they were special. Others, because they were just too wild to let loose on the streets. Today we're talking about a Corvette so rare only 10 were ever built. And trust us, there was a very good reason for that. This is the story of the ZR-1 Corvette active prototype, the high-tech Vette that scared even GM themselves. Let's get into it. The early 1990s, Corvette's golden years. In the early 1990s, the Corvette was having a moment. Chevy had just launched the ZR-1, a super high-performance version of the C4 Corvette. With its exotic DOHC Phi 8 built by Lotus, it could outrun Ferraris and Porsches for half the price. It was fast, powerful, and praised by car fans everywhere. But General Motors wasn't done yet. They had one more trick up their sleeve. And it was something no American car had ever done before. The birth of the active Corvette, GM engineers were working on something called active suspension. This wasn't just stiffer springs or adjustable shocks. No, this system used computers and hydraulics to constantly adjust the suspension in real time. It could make the car corner flatter, brake harder, and drive smoother, all with zero input from the driver. The system was originally designed for fighter jets. That's right, technology used in planes like the F-15 Eagle was now being tested in a Corvette. GM called it the Active Suspension ZR-1, and it was years ahead of its time. So what could it do? With the active system, the ZR-1 could do things no other street car could dream of. It stayed perfectly flat in corners, no body roll at all. It handled rough roads like they were glass smooth. And it adapted instantly to how you drove, fast, slow, straight, twisty. It didn't matter. Test drivers said it felt like driving a car on rails, but still smooth and comfortable. It was like magic, until you looked under the hood. Because that's where the problems began. Why only 10 were built. The technology was amazing, but it came with a huge cost. The active system added over 400 pounds to the car. That's like carrying an extra passenger all the time. It also made the engine bay a nightmare of wires, pumps, sensors, and hydraulic lines. It was so complex, most GM techs couldn't even work on it without special training. And then there was the price. If GM had released the active ZR-1 to the public, it would have added over $35,000 to the car's price. In 1990s money, that's nearly double the cost of a regular Corvette. At the end of the day, it just didn't make sense. So GM built just 10 prototypes. They tested them, learned from them, and then shut the project down. What happened to them? Out of those 10 cars, a few were crushed, some were hidden away, and others were kept by GM for research. Only a couple still exist today, and they almost never show up in public. If you ever see one at a car show or museum, consider yourself lucky. You're looking at one of the rarest and most advanced Corvettes ever made. The legacy lives on. But here's the cool part, the technology wasn't wasted. Years later, similar active systems showed up in Formula One cars, high-end Mercedes and Audi models, and even modern supercars like the McLaren 720S and Ferrari SF90. GM was just way ahead of the curve, and while the active ZR-1 never hit dealerships, it helped shape the future of performance driving. So why did they only build 10 of these Corvettes? Because sometimes a car can be too advanced for its time, too complex, too expensive, and maybe even too good. The Corvette ZR-1 Active was a bold experiment. It didn't make it to production, but it proved what was possible. And in the world of car history, that's how legends are born. The 10 Corvettes that were too smart to survive. Thanks for watching. If you love rare and crazy car stories, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next one. Got a favorite rare Corvette? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, keep driving forward and never stop chasing horsepower.